Fasting is a really big topic these days. Everybody's wanting to do it. And in my opinion, there really are times to do it and times not to do it. So when I'm working with clients, we definitely do not do fasting right away. It is a stress on the body. We always have to remember the body is like a bank account. And in order to heal, we need to raise our bank balance. That's our goal. Raise the bank balance. How do you raise it? You stop making withdrawals and you start making deposits. And fasting, though it does have its benefits, also is a withdrawal. You are putting your body into a state of breakdown and you are depriving it of nutrients. It is likely already deficient. You likely already have multiple imbalances and deficiencies going on. So we don't want to continue making withdrawals. So when I'm working with clients, I do not start with fasting. First, I start with foundation labs. We want to put support on board for the brain. We want to put support on board for the liver and the thyroid and nutrient deficiencies, detox pathways, hormones, and adrenals before we start fasting. Now, this is 95% of the time. There are times that I do start fasting with clients because of certain health issues, which I definitely will get into in a second. But we really want to get all the way to the Dutch test. So in my program, it looks like organic acids, full blood panel, and genetics that creates the foundation. That's what we're building health upon. It's giving us the nutrients that the body needs in the right forms so the body can start to repair. So we do that plus a little bit of time because it's not, take those supplements for a week and everything's hunky dory. It sounded like my mother more and more every day. So we don't want to, we want to give the body a little bit of time. Then we want to look at the Dutch test, adrenals and hormones. And if you watch my balancing hormones video, I really go into why we don't start with the Dutch test, why we don't put any support on board for the hormones until the foundation. So once we get to the Dutch and we see your adrenal function, then we can think about fasting. But if your adrenal function has really tanked and you have really low levels of free cortisol and metabolized cortisol, fasting is not for you at this time. We need to give your body more time with the foundation, more time with the nutrients, get some support on board for your adrenals, and then we can consider fasting. And fasting is great. It definitely helps reset your metabolism. It helps reset your immune system. It helps reset your migrating motor complex. So it has a lot of benefits when it's done at the right time. And that includes intermittent fasting. Skipping meals is often very hard for the body if you do not have this foundation support and board. Now, the times where I would consider fasting earlier is going to be with really severe cases of SIBO that are not responding to supplements, right? So I don't work on SIBO right away. Again, I have a whole SIBO video on why I don't do that, why I don't jump to gut work. I always do this foundation first because we want the body to be on board with us. We don't want to be making another withdrawal with our gut work. We want the body to be able to handle it. And we also want our detox pathways to be repaired. So it's very, very important. And SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So there's good bacteria that are supposed to be in the large intestine overgrowing in the small intestine. And when they do that, they produce a lot of gas. And oftentimes these people have really big issues with their migrating motor complex. This wave that's supposed to clean the small intestine is not functioning, and their stomach is not growling, which is a key that the migrating motor complex is firing. So we need to reset and repair that. And if I start working with somebody, I'm going to put support on board for SIBO. I'm not going to actively try to kill it right away until the body is prepared and the detox pathways are also repaired. I'm going to put support on board right away. And if that does not help, which the majority of time that support is going to help, but I have worked with some very, very severe cases of gut issues and, very chronic diarrhea, unable to eat any foods. And that is a time where we might need to use some intermittent fasting to start repairing the migrating motor complex sooner. But again, we then have to realize we are now making a withdrawal. But, it really is the very rare time that I'm going to do that. Sometimes if somebody is having a lot of autoimmune issues, we might do it a little bit sooner, put the fasting in a little bit sooner, but it is so rare because we always have to have that in the forefront of our mind. Is this a withdrawal or is this a deposit? And at the right time, fasting can become a deposit. But at the wrong time, it becomes a withdrawal and it weakens the body and it really hampers our healing. So I really would caution you to not jump into fasting right away. It's very important to have your body well supported. A lot of people, they start fasting, they might feel good in the beginning because whenever we're fasting, we're putting ourselves into a state of catabolism. Our dopamine levels will go up, our cortisol will go up because our body is trying to get us to find food. It does not know, that food is in the refrigerator. We could eat it, we're choosing not to. But it's trying to liberate these resources so that we can go and hunt and gather. And we don't need to do that, but our body doesn't know any different. So those resources, when that's freed in the beginning, feels really good, but very quickly your body will run out of that and you will feel exhausted. So if you're fasting right now and you're starting to feel exhausted, that is a really good indication that you need to stop, you need to listen to your body, and you want to do this prep work prior to. So if you are looking for a practitioner, you're interested in this approach, go to www.sgintegrativehealing.com.